So let me read out the motion for today. The motion of the debate is development of artificial intelligence will benefit the humankind. As the proposition team, we have Wisdom International College, Veruvala, and as the opposition team, we have Alethea School, Dehiwala. I'm sure you are well aware about the guidelines for the debate. Let me give a quick recap. Speeches for all rounds will be 4 minutes long per person, and starting speech of the first speaker will be given 5 minutes. The team leader will be given 4 minutes for the return speech. There will be 2 bell rings for each participant. First ring will be 1 minute remaining alert, and the second ring will be rung when your time is up. All the team members, inclusive of the reserved member, should turn on the video throughout the entire debate. Okay, so it's time to start the debate. I invite Wisdom International School and Alethea School, Dehiwala, to participate. The first speaker of the proposition team, Raihana Nazar, can begin.
A very good morning to the honorable judges, the organizing committee, members of the proposition and the opposition. I am Ifra Ifam. Being the open speaker on behalf of my leader, I would like to give an explanation about the topic given for today. Ladies and gentlemen, the motion given for today is development of artificial intelligence will benefit the humankind. As the proposition, we stand strong by the motion that artificial intelligence will benefit the humankind. Artificial intelligence is the simulation of human intelligent process by machines, especially computer systems. Specific applications of artificial intelligence include expert systems, natural learning process, speech recognition, natural language processing, and machine vision. And now let's see how this artificial intelligence works. As the hype around artificial intelligence has accelerated, vendors have been scrambling as how to promote their goods using artificial intelligence. Often, what they refer to artificial intelligence simply as one component is that artificial intelligence as machine learning. Artificial intelligence requires a foundation of specialized hardware and software for writing and training machine learning algorithms. Now let's look, why is artificial intelligence important? Artificial intelligence is important because it can give enterprises insights into their operations that they may not have been aware of. Now let us look, how does artificial intelligence will benefit? Artificial intelligence has benefited humans in fields like e-commerce, robotics, machines, agriculture, and many more. But comparing this, it plays a wide role in the field of medicine. The detection of atrial fibrillation was one of the first applications. So let us have a clear idea on how artificial intelligence benefits the humankind. Firstly, artificial intelligence will help the people with disabilities. For the blind and visually impaired people, there is VoiceOver. It is a screen reader directly integrated on iPhones. VoiceOver uses artificial intelligence to describe app icons, the battery level, and even some part of images. Next, for the people with physical disabilities, there is virtual assistants like Siri, Google Assistant, and Google Voice Access. People with reduced mobility can use their smartphone by voice access. Google Voice Access was especially created for people with reduced dexterity. So by all these settings, I hope that you can understand that artificial intelligence has assisted people to become independent even with disabilities. My dear opponents, is this kind of a setting possible if artificial intelligence hadn't been developed? A big no. Secondly, artificial intelligence can maximize effective communication. In the world of artificial intelligence and machine learning, you're ready to enter a new age into modern communication environment. The latest technologies are even creating amazing opportunities. Virtual robots, voice assistants, robotic processors. This will create an enormous impact on your work and the way we communicate with our clients and colleagues. Number 3, artificial intelligence saves your time. As the saying goes, time is money. When running a business, time is a luxury that is very hard to obtain. On the administrative side of things, artificial intelligence can be used to devise timetables as well as to assign tasks for the workers. While taking all factors into account, this would save the administration a lot of time, allowing them to do other. Now, when you come to the point how artificial intelligence saves time, here is the best example for it. When you consider the older age when artificial intelligence wasn't much developed, it took more time, even sometimes a week, to deliver a telegram in order to convey them an important message. But in this technological era, with much developed artificial intelligence, by just giving a tap on your mobile, but you can just connect to that person and convey that important message. The inventor once said that machine learning will automate jobs that most people thought could only be done by people. Number 4, artificial intelligence optimizes renewable energy generation. Artificial intelligence, in collaboration with other technologies such as Internet of Things, cloud computing, and big data analytics, has significantly transformed renewable energy. To put in a nutshell, I pen down saying that development of artificial intelligence will benefit the humankind. Thank you.
Thank you. I invite the first speaker of the opposition team, Atsara Kudagamage, to deliver his speech.
With the prior permission from the head table and members of the proposing team, first of all, let me define the motion of the opposing side. This House believes that the development of artificial intelligence will not benefit the humankind. Now, let me brief the key terms of our motion. What's the meaning of development? We could see the proposing team misunderstood the key terms, but the opposing team will definitely brief you what is the meaning of the definite key terms, what is the meaning of development, movement from the present stage to another stage, impacting positively or negatively by enhancing all factors such as nature, political background, tradition and culture, sociological factors, religion, and etc. Moving on to the second key term, what's the meaning of artificial intelligence? According to the new 8th edition of the Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary, we could say it is the simulation of human intelligent process by machines and computer systems. Basically, human ideas being portrayed and being self-cornered into one cornered module and replacing it into machines or system programming languages. My dear friends, what is the meaning of will not benefit? No positive impact. Then let's move on to the main key term of our motion. What's the meaning of humankind? My dear honorable judges, humankind means every human habitat in the earth from the collection of Homo sapiens sapiens species, and these species having the intellectual mind capacity most valuable living being in the whole world or the whole nature of the earth will define clearly what's the meaning of humankind. Now, why do we believe that the development of artificial intelligence will not benefit the humankind? We'll bring you the module of the debate today. In our base, we will be speaking about the humankind. So, as I defined you, what's the meaning of humankind? The whole people in this earth, which means humankind. Then, we say the development of artificial intelligence to cause a benefit, every human being should be equally being able to get to know about this, to be able to access it, and these benefits of AI should be equally given to each and every human being in the world. But if the opposing team proves and shows you that humankind is not being benefited and not each and every party is being benefited through artificial intelligence, we believe that the development of artificial intelligence has not or will not benefit the humankind. And it is not being cornered into one party or majority party or just 3 to 5 party. It should be each and every party in the world, each and every human being in the world, they should be able to access it. without causing any inconvenience. And then what is the second point of our base? We are speaking about, when we are speaking about AI technology is a brief thing. It's a mold which should be think out of the box. It has a different varied topics which stretches out to branches, and each and every human being should get the necessary literacy level about AI technology. But if we prove that the necessary literacy level is not being gained by each and every humankind of this world, we believe that development of AI will not benefit the humankind. And then moving to the third point of our module, we are speaking about humankind. Who are humankinds? Humankinds are the people who have the creativity, who have the knowledge, who have the intellectual mindset, who have the ability to cause rationalized implementations. And if those talents are being into a machine language and will not give the ability to humans to think more out of the box, think rationally, to think with implementations of creative ideas, and if AI is hindering those talents of human beings, how do you say that it benefits the humankind? Because we should think out of the box. We should implement creative ideas. It's not just the machine language. If we go for the machine language, it will go up to one extent only. But human beings being updated about the things happening in the society, thinking about various aspects, strategic planning will lead them again to develop the society and develop the world. But if we prove that AI is not letting them, then we believe that AI, the development of AI will not benefit the humankind. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now I invite the second speaker of the proposition team, Hishafa Hisham, to deliver her speech.
Yes. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, my honorable judges, the members of opposition and members of house. I am Hishafa Hisham, and as my team members have stressed on the topic, artificial intelligence will benefit the humankind, and I'm here to prove it. Machine language. How long will it take? Years, months? No, it's done in nanoseconds. It makes humans' creativity updated. I say no to my oppositions. No, I don't agree to this point. My dear opponents, it will not make people's creativity low in updates. It makes people still working on their creativity parts. For the decisions where they have to think and make something, people will be working on them. Whereas for the job, which appetite like sending mails, making documents, and in documents wherever there are should be reduced, for those particular things, AI will be working. This will reduce people from working on their boring parts, instead use their mind and energy on their creative part. And this is my point. One of the biggest advantage of artificial intelligence is that it reduces human errors. The phrase human error was born because human makes mistakes. From time to time, computers, however, do not make these mistakes. If they are programmed properly, their decisions are taken from previously gathered information, apply a certain set of algorithms. So errors are reduced and the chance of reaching accuracy with greater degree of precision is a possibility. Ladies and gentlemen, nowadays in weather forecasting, using artificial intelligence, they have reduced a majority of human errors. This benefits the human exactly. We can overcome many risky limitations of humans by developing an artificial intelligence robot in which can do the risky things for us. Let it be going to Mars, defuse the bomb, explore the deepest parts of the oceans, mining for coal, and it can be used effectively in any kind of natural or man-made disasters. I think everyone who are here had heard about the Chernobyl nuclear power plant explosion in Ukraine on April 26, 1986. At that time, there were no artificial intelligence powered robots that can help us to minimize the effect of radiation by controlling the fire in early stages, as any human when close to the core was dead in a matter of minutes. What the human could do was only eventually pour sand and boron from helicopters from a mere distance. My dear opponents, even now, do you think artificial intelligence will not benefit the humankind? We all know that organizations have a customer support team that needs to clarify the doubts and queries of customers. Using artificial intelligence, the organizations can set up a voice bot or chat bot as in Google Assistant and Siri. No matter what family your smartphone is from, there is artificial intelligence in it. It is even present in the camera of most high-end smartphones and more than anywhere else.
1 minute to
Even
go.
now, we are in Zoom. Artificial intelligence is present in the core of Zoom app by optimizing connection, video compression, audio transfer, Zoom guaranteed, and improved video quality. And now we are here in this debate because of artificial intelligence. My dear opponents, even though you disagree this, there is no chance to say no. And daily application. Daily applications as Apple Siri, Windows Cortana, Google's OK are frequently used in our daily routine, whether it is for searching a location, taking a selfie, making a phone call, replying to a mail, and any more. Around 20 years ago, when we are planning to go somewhere, we used to ask a person who already went there for directions, name of the but we have to do is say okay Google and tell the name
Time
of
is
the
up.
place where we have to go. It will show the best path in Google Maps. Nowadays, even three-wheelers drives has improved and updated to search locations in Google. And now, do you think artificial intelligence is not a benefit for humankind? And before concluding, I would like to tell you that every new invention or breakthrough will both sides, but we as humans need to take care of that and use positive side of the invention to create a better world. So please don't argue. Don't argue.
Time is up.
Artificial intelligence has massive potential advantages. Thank you.
Thank you. It's time for the second speaker of the opposition team, Dushmita Rajayogeshwaran, to speak.
As AI technology advances and seeps deeper into our daily lives, its potential to create dangerous situations is becoming more apparent. I will be talking about experts and famous people's opinion on AI, and also I will be mentioning all the proven facts on instances where AI has miserably failed or gone wrong. Now, by moving on, I'm going to start out by saying that these following experts, Stephen Hawking, Elon Musk, Tim Urban, Nick Bostrom, Tim Cook, Theresa May, and Sundar Pichai, believes that AI is more likely a threat, and through the development of AI, nothing beneficial will happen to humankind. Now, even though Musk is known for his support and development of artificial intelligence, he's long opposed the pace of advancement in AI. In the Southwest Tech Conference in Austin, Texas, Tesla and SpaceX founder Elon Musk issued a friendly warning. Mark my words, AI is far more dangerous than nukes, he said. And to me, that kind of sounds scary. He also stated that I think we should be very careful about artificial intelligence. If I were to guess like what our biggest existential threat is, it's probably that. So we need to be very careful with artificial intelligence. Tim Cook also stated that advancing AI by collecting huge personal profiles is laziness, not efficiency. For artificial intelligence to be truly smart, it must respect human values, including privacy. If we get this wrong, the dangers are profound. Now see, even Tim Cook stated that AI must respect human values, including privacy. But what's happening in the world right now sure doesn't seem like AI is really doing what it should be doing. Because one of the main negative factor of AI is privacy, security, and the rise of deep fakes. Now, this leads me to state an instance where AI has gone wrong and was not very beneficial for humankind. From a blog called immuniweb.com, it is stated that the CEO of a UK-based energy firm received a call from his German boss instructing him to transfer £220,000 to a Hungarian supplier. The boss said the request was urgent and directed the UK CEO to transfer the money promptly. Unfortunately, the boss was a deep fake voice generation software. The link for this article is given in the proof reference document. Now, this one example shows how people can easily scam others with the help of AI. Also, we already face the problem of random inappropriate pop-ups appearing when we enter a website. If AI is like this now itself, then imagine what it'll be when years go by and AI is more and more used and developed. Now, this next instance I'm going to state is more insidious. The first speaker spoke about how AI is beneficial in medicine field. Well, I have something to say. IBM's Watson is an AI, and when it was and it is tasked for helping physicians diagnose cancer patients. And when it was helping, it gave numerous unsafe and incorrect treatment recommendations. And also Surgical Inc., the company behind the Da Vinci surgical system, settled thousands of lawsuits over the past decade. Da Vinci robots always work in the conjunction with a human surgeon. But the company has faced
1 minute
allegations
more.
of clear error, including machines burning patients and broken parts of machines falling into patients. So definitely you can't assure that AI is fully beneficial in medicine field. Also, the second speaker from the proposing team stated that AI is very beneficial through chat box and all those things. Well, I think you should go research on more of that, because it is clearly stated that chat box have gone wrong in many various ways. One of the chat box also said has a chat box used for suicidal prevention center literally motivated a person who was trying to ask for help to go suicide. In what way is this beneficial? Just answer me. And also, according to cbinsights.com, more instances where AI has failed are when a Tesla Model 3 owner in California died while using the car's autopilot feature. Before moving on, to prove that all of the points, instances, examples, and information I've stated are correct and valid, we have attached the links from where we collected all of these informations to the proof reference doc, which I believe is with the judges.
Time is up.
Despite the beneficial uses of AI, scientists and leading thinkers like Stephen Hawking, Elon Musk, and all of them warns us about dangers of AI and the coming technology singularity. And that speaks volume. Dear judges, what if AI advances to the point where it creates the creators can no longer control it? How might that redefine humanity's place in the world? Super
Time is up.
which we are not ready now and will not be ready for a long time. Thank you.
Thank you, Dushmita. The third speaker of the proposition team can speak now. I invite Safia Hilmi Zain.
Dear respected judges, the organizing committee, and my worthy opponents. Good morning, everyone. I'm Safia Hilmi Zain, and I'm hereby standing to add more spice to the points kept by my teammates that development of artificial intelligence will benefit humankind. Firstly, who made this artificial intelligence? It's human beings. Then isn't it beneficial for them? My first point is that artificial intelligence reduces human errors and its higher accuracy. Artificial intelligence failures caused by human limitations. Machines with the use of AI take the accurate decision based on previous information that they gave together over time, applying certain algorithm steps. Thus, there is a reduction in errors and spike in accuracy. In some production lines, AI is used to detect by means of infrared sensors, small cracks, or defects in parts that are undetectable to human eye. For instance, Google recently shared on its AI blog about a machine learning method that will work around predicting the weather from their product. Nowcasting, which will predict weather 0 to 6 hours ahead of time. Ladies and gentlemen, this nowcasting can predict weather more accurately, especially in events like thunderstorm or ones related to precipitation. My second point is that AI is less risky compared to human. Simon Crew Interactive Mobile Company is the first free-flying AI assistant in space developed by German space agency, DLR, Airbus, and IBM. Simon is a spherical AI robot that can converse with astronauts at the International Space Station, where if an astronaut would risk his or her life for this job. So, my dear opponents, do you still think that this will not benefit humankind? My third point is that increasing efficiency and productivity. By having more information in a structured way, it allows of people in charge to make decisions faster and more efficient way. Through AI, more efficient, error-free processes are achieved, obtaining greater control over production lines in the company. AI not only increases productivity at machine level, it also makes workers more productive and increase the quality of the work they do. Having more information allows them to have more focused view, and focused view of their work makes better decisions. Benjamin, Kia, and Hamid in an article confronting the risk of artificial intelligence published by McKinsey Global Institute research suggests that By 2030, artificial intelligence could deliver additional global economic output for $13 trillion per year. And there is that underlying fear for that AI will one day take over most of the jobs in the world. However, this is to bring to your attention that according to PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers, one of the global second largest providers for professional services, over 7 million jobs will be displaced by AI between 2010 to 2037. However, it will also lead to the generation of 7.2 jobs, which is a net gain of 200,000 jobs. And my last and final point is the availability of 24/7, tireless, selfless, with no break. A machine doesn't require breaks like the work humans do. They are programmed for long hours and can continuously perform without getting tired or distracted. Amazon Lex to recognize the caller's intent, ask related follow-up questions, and provide answers. These chatbots are available round the clock, catering to customers across the globe and varied time zones seamlessly. And on concluding my point, I once again strongly state that development of artificial intelligence will benefit humankind. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I invite the third speaker of the opposition team, Vinshah Worthington.
It is not from the benevolence of a baker that we can expect bread, and certainly not from a computer program designed to profit a few that we can expect the salvation of humankind. Distinguished judges and the proposing team, today's debate topic demands us to think of a hypothetical future where AI is in its full-fledged form, able to multiple roles, and it is no more just a player in the economic field, but the hegemon that we will be subservient to. The proposing team seems to misunderstand the topic. Today's debate is not to provide us by reading off an extended list of the pros and cons of artificial intelligence, and they seem to confine the topic to only robots, which they think is artificial intelligence. Anyways, moving on to another point that they mentioned. They mentioned that artificial intelligence does not lose jobs, and they do not hinder the abilities, qualities, and the creativity of humans. Let me point this out. Whether it be way back in 2000s, when the esteemed chess player Gary Kasparov was beaten by IBM's Deep Blue, what a sad fact. And quite recently, when AlphaGo was recognized as the most professional player. This clearly proves that AI has already surpassed the limits of the human mind and human control. And the second speaker of the proposing team seems to warn us to not argue on their points. If this is the debate, this should be a one that is open-minded, not as confined and narrow-minded as y'all. And she also points out that machine learning just takes only nanoseconds. Nanoseconds does not matter, but what matters is whether it can be accessed by every man and every woman who belongs to the category of humankind. And further, they themselves have experienced a problem with technology where the leaders are unable to present today. This clearly proves that artificial intelligence in its narrowed stage itself has got a lot of disadvantages. So moving on to my point, today I will be providing reasons as to why AI is inaccessible to everyone of humankind, making it inaccessible to regular individuals like you and me and anyone in this room. Firstly, the upfront cost of research and investment. Remember that we cannot afford even the minute potential of AI because only companies like Google, Facebook, and Amazon are able to bear the upfront cost of these. Notice that AlphaGo itself took $25 million for its development, which directly implies that we cannot access it. Second reason being the proliferation of patenting technology. They said that it's not about who is creating it. It's about that they said that it's human who is creating it, so obviously they can have the rule over it. But remember about the patenting right.
1 minute more.
Patenting right is that UK has already said that AI cannot be owned by humans, owned by machines, but only by humans, whereas South Africa states that AI can be the patent of their new inventions. Davos is an example. Regardless of whether it's owned by a human or an AI system, what is important is that none of us will be able to even receive and experience the minute benefits I say, of these. And let me conclude by Stephen Hawking's wordings, which clearly emphasizes he himself uses AI, who used AI as a voice machine, said that the development of AI could spell the end of human race. This is a very pleasing idea, and this will also justify our stance, which is provided throughout the course of this debate, that we as the opposing team have provided with indisputable facts as to why AI's development, not the present state, AI's development will not benefit the humankind. Thank you.
Thank you. It's time to hear the written speeches. I invite the team leader of the opposition team, Atsara Kudagamage, to deliver his speech.
Okay, can I start the speech?
Yes, you can start.
First of all, let me ask the proposing team, please awaken from your dream. You have been molded up to a self-cornered up to a small part of this topic. But this topic is a broad topic where it reaches up to many branches. We are speaking about the humankind. My dear proposing members, please understand that topic. And here we are not speaking about the advantages and disadvantages, but we are speaking about how the development of AI is benefiting or not benefiting the humankind. And also, now I could say you what the second speaker of the proposing team comes here and say that if through AI, it develops job opportunities and it creates many job opportunities for the people who are in the world. But I have to say one thing. Is job opportunities being created by AI? When robotics come, when those technology comes, how are jobs being created? It will only be self-cornered into technical department or the maintenance department, but not the other departments. So we are speaking about the humankind. Then each and every human being of the nation, of the world should be getting the benefited. But if it is just 1 to 2 parties, what is the cause of the benefit? And next, I would like to say is, this says, now the first speaker of the proposing team says that people are only inventing this, and people have the opportunity to take this. But I have to say is, not each and every human being knows about it. Not each and every nation knows about this, because there is only the capitalistic nations, the countries which have higher economic rates only implement these decisions, and they go according to their own decisions. They don't ask from the poverty countries. So aren't they getting disadvantages? Aren't they receiving a benefit? Are they receiving a benefit? No, they aren't, because the poverty countries, the low economic rate countries don't have the accessible nature to get those AI technology, because it's high in cost. There are other problems in a country. There should be sufficient economy, and the country should decrease the poverty of the country. And how are they able to accessible AI technology if they have such problems in those countries? And is it fair if the main countries only have AI technology? It's the whole humankind. And also the first speaker, second speaker, third speaker, all the 3 speakers were telling about the present stage and the past stage of AI technology. They were speaking about robotics and the machines, but clearly stated on the topic, we say the development of artificial intelligence. And as I said in my beginning speech, development means moving from the present stage to another stage. Please understand that fact and then speak. I hope there would be a good speech in the written speech also. And next, I would like to say, then again, the third speaker say that 24/7 it is being accessible. Okay, what does that cause? If machines come 24/7, and then
1 minute more.
What happens to the human beings? They get boredom, loss of job opportunity. How are they feeding their children? Please think on that broad concept. And the cost incurred into it, a high cost being incurred. So how will AI technology benefit the whole humankind? Please understand it. Don't self-corner into majority parties, and don't think about yourself or oneself only. Please think about the whole humankind, because it leads to many problems. And then again, the third speaker once again says about the pros of AI technology. Here, we are not speaking about only the pros, but I challenge the proposing team to show how does it proves and how does the development of AI technology brings or benefit the humankind, not just the advantages of AI technology. You have to prove and show the procedure of how the development of AI technology will benefit the
Time is
humankind.
up.
I'm pretty sure. Please understand the topic and speak. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now I invite the team leader of the proposition team, Raihana Nazar, to deliver her speech.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am the proposition leader to give the written speech. Artificial intelligence is a creativity of human beings, right? Why don't you agree with this human development? Ladies and gentlemen, we have not misunderstood the motion. Yes, we are debating on the development of artificial intelligence, which benefits humankind. According to the opposition leader, he says that there should be positive impacts where there's a development. Of course, there are positive impacts. And he spoke about humankind. He said that not all the age categories will accept it. But my dear judges in the house, while the development of artificial intelligence happens at the same time, the mankind also practices for it undoubtedly. And I heard that the leader talks about creativity and of humankind and what would happen to it. Ladies and gentlemen, man's creativity only has developed us to go this far for artificial intelligence development. Shouldn't we be proud of it? That our own creativity has been resulted in a beneficial way where everything has become easier for us. So we don't see any lacking of our creativity. It only has improved us day by day. And the leader himself told that it may not benefit the humankind, right? But what about many things? Don't you think that many deadly diseases are cured because of this? What about the people? And the second speaker told that to contribute positively to society, right? You know, society means a group of people. They should be able to contribute positively to society. So it is important they should maintain proper health. The development of artificial intelligence helps them to maintain the proper health. It helps to cure many deadly diseases. What about that, my dear opponents? Don't you think that the development of artificial intelligence has helped us to live healthily, to contribute positively to the society? And the third speaker told about laziness. Do you know that a person must have self-control? A person can never be lazy without permitting. By considering what you said, it is clear that the development of artificial intelligence has teach human self-control. And the third speaker said that we can argue on it, open room to debate. But my dear opposition, it's worthy to argue on a topic with facts that benefits and stands strong. Don't you think so? According to the third speaker, are we still supposed to say traditional? Why don't we encourage everyone to set for this? Are we supposed to sit still while the technology grows day by day? No, ladies and gentlemen, never. And the second speaker told that there's a risk of privacy, right? You know that the artificial development, the machines that are developed by this, they are designed in such a way that they develop early warning systems that assure the uninterrupted operation of the organization and its protection. And do you know, when it comes to cyberbullying, there are apps developed based on artificial intelligence to free the machines even after it is hacked or otherwise. Beforehand, they signal the user to secure the machine. Don't you think that privacy is maintained because of this? And the second speaker told that to think out of the box, right? What do you mean by out of the box? Don't you think that humans lack creativity due to this? I really think that humans have increased their creativity, their level of creativity.
1 minute more.
And you told that it is the cost of maintaining is high, right? Even though they might be costly, they benefit us in many ways. They benefit just not us in one field, not in just 2 fields, but in many fields, robotics, medicine. There are many fields which benefit us. And you told that people become lazy, and I have forwarded a point to that too. And you told that machines can't judge what is right or wrong, but the one who is programming can judge it, right? You know, human intelligence is a gift of nature, and machines are a gift of man. It cannot replace humans, but it has helped humans. You know that? And nowadays, humans are more into artificial intelligence. They use artificial intelligence in all aspects to make their works easier. When it comes to creativity and artificial intelligence, creativity may be the ultimate moonshot for artificial intelligence. Already, artificial intelligence has helped write palettes, mimic the styles of great painters, and inform creative decisions of filmmaking. By considering all these, it is clear that the development of artificial intelligence has developed humankind immensely. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that was an interesting debate. Thank you all. Now I respectfully invite our judges to join the breakout room to discuss the results. Okay, so while thanking our sponsors, we are delighted to announce 99X as our platinum sponsor. 99X is one of Asia's best workplaces and a global leader in agile product engineering and technology innovation. Frela International, who is our gold sponsor, is one of the leading and trusted suppliers of spa and personal care products with exports to Australia, Hong Kong, Japan, United Arab Emirates, and Europe. Snip and Scrub, our co-sponsor, has a gift shop you should go to if you need 100% handmade, customizable gifts for your loved ones. That was an appreciated reminder of our sponsors. Now it's time to watch a video we have kept ready of our platinum sponsor.
Building a digital product is complex, demanding, uncertain. And that's where we come in. We're a group of creative thinkers, digital product specialists, dreamers, and team players. With over 15 years in the industry, 350 innovators, 50 awards, building over 150 digital products for our global customers. We engage in your awesome idea and help bring it to life. 99X Technology is now 99X. We're tech team players.
So hope all the judges could join the main plenary.
Yeah, we are here.
Okay, so prior to giving the results, I hope that one of the judges could speak to the audience and give some feedback.
Hold on, Agni, like Dr. P will be on the yeah.
Dr. PV, are you there? These are mute. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
There is a echo on your side, but we can hear.
First of all, my apologies. Today, some very accidental thing happened at our his premises. Some accident, then I had to attend to that via telephone calls and all that. So, regarding the debate, I want to see everyone's face. I want all the competitors to switch on their screens. Yeah. So today session, I think all the judges we discussed with each other. If I represent everyone's opinion, Ruan, can you all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go.
Right. Okay. Thanks. So today, I think via our mutual understanding, I must tell all the competitors 3 things. You all have to keep this in your mind. Number 1 point is, before the number 1 point, I have a small introduction for those points. I think we met both the teams before during the last weekend. First of all, I appreciate both the teams. You all have improved like in a significant manner relative to compared to last week. So well done, guys. Congratulations. Be happy. What is most important is not that your getting better than somebody else. I think Ruan and Anushka will also agree. The most important thing is you're getting better than you compared to your yesterday. If you can become better compared to yourself, that is the most important thing. So first task you all have done, both the teams have done. So congratulations, both the teams. You are improved than last week. So that is the biggest win. Second point, I am telling this every day at competitions, but even though you have heard this before, I must tell you, get into this type of competitions and other matters, and winning that is quite universal. You can lose, you can win, but the most important thing is getting more experience. I think failure is a blessing than winning during this week, because our ultimate objective, guys, is to win in the society. All you Putadua, like all what I can tell you is the main objective is to win once you leave the school. Might be when you leave your university. When you get into society as an adult, you need to win. So within the childhood, when you're school students, university students, you can do trial and errors. So don't get disappointed. Be happy if you are the loser. I can remember in my school period, I never won anything. I was never academic, good academic. I'm never a sports star. So that is the second point. So be happy, enjoy your failure. That is the biggest fun that you can ever do. Then third thing, in life, be it, I mean, let's say your occupation can be anything. But out of your debate today, the thing that you need to highlight and focus in your future is the importance of communication. So importance of communication is very important. It's not the amount of data that you push within the time period. In a speech, guys, I'll tell you a good trick. I'll tell all 6 competitors one trick. When you do a speech, let's say your speech is 3 minutes. If you can add 4 wow factors within that speech, you're a great winner. Everyone will remember you. You just need three or 4 wow factors. It's not the amount of information that you put. Please remember that. 3 or 4 wow factors. Those wow factors can be categorized into 2 types. One wow factor is some exciting information. Others, some realization. You let the audience to realize something that they haven't in the past. That will be a very catchy thing. Second thing, sometimes you can change their opinion. Let's say someone might believe the biggest countries in terms of something X, but you can tell no. Due to this data, due to this information, the biggest country is this. Likewise, if you can change someone's opinion with the help of references, good sources, that will be also very catchy. People will remind you. But always make sure the information that you tell is accurate and reliable. Why are those? Now, I'll tell you one very wow information today. So likewise, if you can give something. Now, let me take some example from COVID. Guys, we are scared of COVID. Now you all do these Zoom sessions and all that. You will be surprised with this data that I tell you now. Before COVID, 2019, the total death count in Sri Lanka is 146,000. After COVID, after seeing all these dead bodies, COVID pandemic and all that, in 2020, the number of total deaths is 132,000. So 14,000 less amount after the COVID. Did you believe that? You didn't know that, no? So less COVID, less total deaths after COVID pandemic. Could be because of less accidents and all that. We don't know the reason. That will be a different research. So likewise, you can tell some extraordinary information to get the attraction of the crowd. So these are the most important things, be it a debate, be it a speech. You need to keep the audience, informative on something that they don't know at that point. So these are the main 3 points that I have to tell. Certain things like body language, better than last week, but still not up to the professional level. But don't be sad, you're still students. Please watch your video. Hashini, please send a link to both the teams, each individual. That is the most valuable thing that you do, not the crown or the award or the certificate or medal that you give. The most important thing is giving them a reference of themselves. So please, whether you lose or win, go through your clip, see how others see you when you speak. That is very important, guys. So these are the opinions that I have to tell. Thank you for the time, Hashini and organizers. Sorry if I took. Ruan, do you have to tell something? Please feel free to communicate. If you have anything, or if I covered everything, then it's fine.
I think Dr. PAV done covered everything. I just want to say we were stunned, and absolutely this is I still have goosebumps. Like, it's really wonderful, and the team, the young leadership are growing such a way, and you will one thing is very clear. You will be really ahead of us when you guys grow up into the future, when you are in the future, and we are looking forward to work with you in the near future and learn from you much, because when we were on the age on the current age that you are in right now, I think we have lots to improve comparing you guys. So
that's a good point, Ron. Yeah. Even nothing, no, compared to this.
Yes, absolutely nothing comparing to this. So you guys are amazing, wonderful young leaders that we are very fortunate to have in the country and as in here as well. So wishing everyone a very prosperous life ahead. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, honorable panel of judges. Now it's time to announce the best speaker of the debate. Let's see who the best speaker for today's debate is. Congratulations, Vinshah Worthington. And now let's see the winner of the debate is congratulations, Alithia School, Dehiwala. Well done. So we congratulate the winners, and also we wish good luck to the runners-up. Thank you all the debaters for your participation. Also, I would like to thank our judge panel for being here for the first debate. And we will start the next debate at 11:15. So let me read out the motion for today. The motion of the debate is development of artificial intelligence will benefit the humankind. As a proposition team, we have Hillwood College Kandy, Team A, and as the opposition team, we have Team B of Hillwood College Kandy. Let me read out the guidelines one more time. So speeches for all rounds will be 4 minutes long per person, and the starting speech of the first speaker will be given 5 minutes. The team leader will be given 4 minutes for the return speech. There will be 2 bell rings for each participant. First ring will be 1 minute remaining alert, and the second ring will be rung when your time is up. All the team members, inclusive of the reserved member, should turn on the video throughout the entire debate. Okay, so it's time to begin the debate. I invite Hillwood College Team A and Hillwood College Team B to participate. The first speaker of the proposition team, Menuri Mapa, can begin.
Okay, I'll be starting in 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen of the House, I want you to imagine a world where artificial intelligence was never created. Just take a moment and think about all the opportunities that will never exist. This is the kind of world that the opposition will have to support on their side of the House when they say that the development of artificial intelligence isn't going to be beneficial for humankind. So first of all, what is artificial intelligence? It is the ability to learn or understand or to deal with new or trying situations. And by development of it, we mean that we are going to develop the potential to improve scale, speed, and accuracy. Having said that, the stance for today's debate is to say that artificial intelligence isn't all about robots and machines invading the earth and suddenly turning evil, right? That is just a myth. It's realize that artificial intelligence was never created for the disadvantages of human beings. Just because there are disadvantages doesn't mean that it won't benefit humankind. The metric that we have to prove today is that the benefits gained by the development of artificial intelligence is going to outweigh the harms, and that is possible. We'll be having 3 main arguments for the House today. The first 3 will be by me, and our second speaker will elaborate further on the mental health of a person is directly responsible for the quality of their lives, and by making humans work much easier and by saving their quality time that can be used to spend with their loved ones, artificial intelligence can help people's mental health. And also, according to the statistics, World Health Organization claims that more than 800,000 people lose their lives due to suicide per year, and innovations in artificial intelligence could help change this, right? Why do we say so? We do agree to the fact that artificial intelligence cannot replace the emotional support given by humans, but what we mean is that by a combination of humans and artificially intelligent machines, we are able to help healthcare providers and the loved ones to detect suicidal tendencies in the patients before it's too late, right? Also, artificial intelligence has clearly made a development in the field of agriculture. Think of a farmer accurate prediction of the weather. All his work is going to go down the drain once a heavy rain occurs, right? But once artificial intelligence is in place, a higher chance of accuracy can be gained, as we proved to you above. Moreover, daily applications such as Apple Siri, Google's OK Google, Cortana, and are frequently used in our daily routine, whether it's for searching for a location, taking a selfie, making a phone call, and the list goes on. For example, around 20 years ago, if we were planning to go somewhere, what did we do? We asked a person about the destination, and it was very hard. But now all we have to do is to say, "Okay, Google, and where is this place?" and it will show you the exact way to go to reach your destination, and it will also show the best path between you and that certain place. With these examples, which are based on our daily lives, it is an obvious conclusion that development of artificial intelligence is a mere way of making our tasks more efficient and accurate, and by developing it, it will obviously make our work more easier and it will make our lives better. Secondly, then, as our second argument, we tell you that artificial intelligence can be used to do the tasks that were labeled impossible to human beings and take risks instead of humans. For example, helping people with disabilities. For example, artificial intelligence has assisted people to live independently, for people with disabilities. For example, voice-assisted artificial intelligence. Moreover, we can overcome many risky limitations of humans by developing an artificially intelligent robot, which in turn can do many risky things. For example, going to Mars, defusing a bomb, and exploring the deepest parts of the ocean. And thirdly, as a third argument, we tell you that artificial intelligence is how the development of artificial intelligence will mitigate the harm. We tell you that with the development of artificial intelligence, there's an advancement in the study of bioethics. Firstly, we have to focus on two main keywords here. Firstly, beneficence. It refers to the purpose and functions of artificial intelligence should benefit human life. Any artificial intelligence that will perform any destructive work on the bio-universe, including all life forms, must be avoided and forbidden. Realize panel that artificial intelligence designers and developers must bear in mind that they carry a heavy burden and a responsibility for the outcome and the impact of artificial intelligence on human society. This way, they are more accountable for whatever they do, whatever they manufacture and create, and therefore we tell you there's less likeliness to have disadvantages of artificial intelligence to human society. Therefore, due to all of these, all of the advantages that we have proven to you, we urge you to side with side proposition. Thank you.
Thank you. I invite the first speaker of the opposition team, Yumna Nafiz, to deliver her speech.
I'll be starting in 3, 2, 1. Scientist Gary Marcus wrote in 2013 that the smarter machines become, the more their goals could shift. The risk of machines outwitting humans in battle for resources and self-preservation cannot simply be dismissed. So before moving on to our stance and arguments, a few points of rebuttal. So side proposition comes up here and they talk about risks and health benefits. Well, we do consider the fact that health benefits do exist, but it isn't unique only to their side. We can have normal machines that do all these health jobs as well, right? And there's going to be a lot of jobs are going to be lost as well, which is going to clash with a lot of the points is going to clash with our first argument. So then they also talk about how there's going to be less risk now in jobs. So understand, panel, that humans won't develop, they'll be lazy and they won't have achieved anything. And also when now there's less risk, right? Because there's less risk, because human lives are not at stake much, there is more likelihood that you could go to wars because human lives are not at stake, right? So there's a bigger likelihood of going into war. So now I'll be moving on my stance, which is that understand, panel, that as AI develops, it's going to bring about many changes in the way we do and perceive things, but these changes are not going to necessarily be good for humankind. It's going to be dangerous. And basically what we mean is whatever benefits exist are outweighed by the harm. So we have three main arguments. I'll move on to my first one now, which is automation for job loss. So job loss is viewed as the most immediate concern, right? They talked about how there's going to be a lot of health benefits, but understand that nurses, doctors, and such people are going to be replaced by machines. So a lot of people are going to be replaced by machines, and that's a huge problem. So according to a 2019 Brooks Institution study, it says that 36 billion people work in jobs with high exposure to automation. So at least 70% of their tasks will be replaced using AI. So as AI becomes more smarter and dexterous, more tasks will require lesser humans. Though AI might create jobs, it will be inaccessible to undereducated and poor people. So imagine a person like working, flipping burgers for a living. That sort of person is not undereducated and not that and is poor. And so when he is replaced by machines, his chance of getting a job is lowered more to a great extent. So it's clear that the poor and the undereducated are affected a lot because of this. Now I'll be moving on to my second argument, which is the use of AI in a negative way. So when you use AI in a negative way, firstly, you have privacy issues and the rise of deep fakes. So this gives rise to like hyper-real seeming social media personalities, audio and video deep fakes, which is really difficult to differentiate from real ones. So imagine like a political campaign. Someone can go and like manipulate the voice of a politician to make it seem like he said something that he didn't. It could derail an entire political campaign. So this makes it hard to believe for a person what's real and not. And our eyes and ears are the best possible evidence that you can find, but when you can't even believe those, it's going to be a big issue. Then you have AI surveillance. We see many states that use AI surveillance, right? Like China, USA, they use it to track and control people to meet various policy aims. So understand, panel, that these policies, some are legitimate, but most of them violate human rights and they violate privacy. Then you also have AI terrorism, weapon automation,
1 minute
right?
more.
Like nuclear weapons, autonomous weapons, they don't need these costly or hard to obtain raw materials. So they'll be cheap and widespread for all military powers to mass produce. Then it will only be a matter of time until they appear on the black market. And then terrorists, dictators, warlords can access them for all these sort of bad stuff. And understand how that autonomous weapons are ideal for assassinations, for destabilizing nations, subduing populations, and for ethnic cleansing. So we therefore believe that an arms race would not be beneficial for humanity at all, because we've shown you why, even though there are health benefits, and not only health benefits, but other benefits as well to development of AI. As AI develops, there's still going to be a lot of harms coming in as well. And those harms are more important. They're going to affect humankind more. It's going to be more dangerous. So because of all these reasons, because we've proven to you why the harms outweigh the benefits, we urge you to side with side opposition. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I invite the second speaker of the proposition team, Amani Malik, to deliver her speech.
Okay. Are we starting in 3, 2, 1? Mr. Speaker realized that the burden of proof on our side for today's debate is to show you as to how benefits on our side will outweigh the harm side opposition might point on us. And a main observation on this debate today is as to how side opposition keeps on harping about the harms on our side. Regardless, they have not been showing us the tangible benefit on their side of the house. Moving on into my points of rebuttals quickly. Firstly, the side opposition comes and tells us as to how unemployment is a big issue when AI develops, right? And how even poor and uneducated people can be victimized. But we could rather argue that unemployed, just because a person is fired, doesn't mean that he or she is going to look up and wait until somebody brings him money, right? He's going to be, humans are really adaptive. They can move into various new sectors of education and receive jobs which would have a future, which would guarantee a good future for them, right? And also, the cycle of poverty can further be minimized on our side of the house with the development of the technological aspect of AI. What does this look like? Once people enhance education, that would literally mean the enhancement of AI, which means a development in a nation and in a person's career, right? Moving on. Second rebuttal. AI makes people lazy. This is what side opposition say. But we tell you that making things easy and efficient doesn't really equate to fact humans, right? We are humans are not that dumb to not have a job and stay at home just because machines would do all those things, right? They would work in order to feed their own family, whether it's a new group of careers, right? People are going to adapt. Also, the mere reason as to why people don't really have time to associate with their loved ones, family, friends is because they have to work restlessly to achieve their tasks. But when AI is in place with high advancement, they get a lot of time left, so they can do something productive or use it to spend time with their family or who their loved ones are, right? Thirdly, they come and tell us as to how development of AI will not mitigate the harms. We clearly pointed this out in our third argument today panel as to how this would really mitigate harms. With the development of AI, there is a different set of rules and principles which emerge, right? We tell you that these principles and laws which would be created due to the development of AI will clearly reduce the negative consequences
1 minute more.
AI could put forward, right? Therefore, we tell you but let's just get the best case scenario of side opposition. the best case scenario could be that the best case scenario is the world without much advancement of AI. Rather, they would be reluctant on human power. What does this look like? Humans are born to make errors, right? This is a very manly thing, but then what do we look here? We look for efficient and effective ways to do our tasks. Doesn't really mean that we need to, we told you in our stance itself that this is a combination of manpower as well as AI, right? So we don't see as to how and why side opposition is making this a big deal, showing us to how we abandon human power on our side of the house. With that being said, and with all the substantives we brought to the house today, we urge you to side by side opposition, which is the most realistic side of today's debate. So proud to propose. Thank you.
Thank you, Amani. It's time for the second speaker of the opposition team, Anilka Nallatambi. You can speak now.
I'll be starting my speech in 3, 2, 1. Panel, we as side opposition oppose the development of artificial intelligence because of all the harms that come along with it, and it outweighs the benefits. First, I will go on to some rebuttals. So the first speaker mentioned about an agriculture example, right? About a farmer who doesn't have, you can predict the weather and stuff. But a farmer only has the knowledge to do farming, right? So you can't change your job overnight. So then that example shows that will just bring exclusion of jobs. Next, they gave us an example, showed us about taking risks. So this is exactly what will happen. Humans will not develop. For example, if a robot is the one who went to the moon, and instead of Neil Armstrong, humans will not have achieved anything, just the fact that they were able to build a robot. It will be the robots who have gone to the moon. So what's the point if humans don't develop? Next, about disabilities. Yes, robots will be helpful with disabilities, but when you need jobs like this, you need emotions and encouragement for them to go on with their lives, and you need a robot doesn't have all of that. Then they also said that you need Siri to make a phone call or take a selfie. You don't need anything like that. You just need a phone. You just need your own hand to do that. You don't need an AI robot to come and do that for you. Next, the second speaker gave a point about adapting, right? If you have a job and you studied it for the whole your life, you can't learn another skill overnight, right? If it's a basic job, like the basic jobs are the ones that will be replaced. So you can't just study a skill overnight and that will just be exclusion of jobs. The side opposition proposition never consider the fact that you will have exclusion of jobs. Next, they had a point about how you spend time with loved ones. Yes, you will spend time with loved ones, but that will be the only thing you will be doing because you won't have your job, right? You will just be able to spend time with loved ones. Next, they brought up a point about rules and regulations, but even in the present, there are rules and regulations about crimes, but crimes still happen. So having rules and regulations doesn't prevent anything. So you don't need to have robots and then have rules and regulations. You can just cut down the problem from the root. Now I'm going to go on to my argument, which is the impracticality of the algorithms used by AI robots. So even though it seems as if AI robots don't make mistakes, they are made with algorithms, and algorithms are made by humans. Even the slightest mistake will cause the whole system to be inaccurate, and no one challenges the system because they think it's always correct. But that is not realistic, right? So why is this true? In the Australian government, part of the welfare system was automated. The part automated was the part where you compare the income of the low-income earners and the money they received from the government. Then notices were sent out to the citizens saying that they owed money to the government. But in reality, the AI robots were at fault because of the algorithm. I have many points as to explain why this is true. Firstly, making mistakes with these algorithms. Even tech experts can make mistakes while making these complicated algorithms. Secondly, the people making the algorithm will be in power. Tech experts make the algorithms and they decide what the robot will do, not the government. So if the government will be blamed, not the tech experts. They can also have built-in bias by the ones who make the algorithm. Thirdly, no one is accountable by these decisions and no one is to blame. If a robot comes and bombs the place, they will only see the robot, they will not see the culprit. So the AI, there will no one to be blamed when the AI robots are used negatively. Fourthly, algorithms remain the same, although the situation is different. There are so many students in a class, and because there are so many variables, you cannot have an algorithm for every situation. Next, there are no emotions in these algorithms. If a judge is giving a sentence, they think about it very emotionally. This never happens with AI robots. Lastly, no one understands the system, so you can't find the reason. I showed you in my example about the Australian government. Robots didn't give the explanation, just the notices. So for all of these harms, we oppose the development of AI as it will not be beneficial for humankind. Thank you.
Thank you. The third speaker of the proposition team can speak now. I invite Obashi Pankaja.
Okay. I'll be starting in 3, 2, 1. Panel realized that development isn't something that happens overnight. Development is a process itself, and humans also adapt to it as a process. We agree to the fact that you can't change careers overnight, but notice that development is a process and humans adapt to it as a process as well. Two clashes in the debate. Firstly, on unemployment versus that new opportunities that we told that will be created on our side of the house. And secondly, which side is more beneficial for human beings. Moving on to my first clash then on employment. What did opposition tell us? Opposition told us that undereducated people will be more vulnerable for these for unemployment, and it will be the poor people who will be affected by this more. What did we tell you? We told you that cycle of poverty should be destroyed. Once these new job opportunities come, we told you that these people will not just sit and wait, somebody will come give me money. They will have to go search for another job, and we told you and now they have to go and search for money. They have to search in another job that has a future. This has the ability to destroy the cycle of poverty as a process. Secondly, we tell you, second response is that education should also be done by states, right? States should also have an active obligation in order to provide education equally to all people in one state, right? We cannot simply blame on AI that a person is undereducated. We need to say that a state should also be able to provide education equally to all people in a country. Then this is what leads to undereducation, that people have unequal distribution of resources, right? The state should have an active obligation in order to provide education as well. Third response is that new jobs will be arising. What did opposition tell us? Opposition told us that a farmer is knowing how to farm, right? They know how to deal with agriculture, but not with technology and AI. But we need to tell you as a process that people are adapting to this, and it's just Sri Lanka that you might see that farmers only know to farm. But in other countries, you should know that fertilizing happens with aeroplanes, right? It's farmers do know how to use technology, and with the state also has to have an obligation to adapt with these new systems as a process, not overnight. Moving on to my second clash then, on which side betters human more. What did opposition tell us? Opposition told us that wars and crimes will and more. Right? But what did we tell you? We told you the ways that the legislatures that bioethics will develop as AI is developing as well. That proposition told us that, you know what, these people who are programming robots will not be held accountable by the robots itself, right? But we told you as the ways that we told you in bioethics, that we told you that these people should be accountable for what they program, which means if a company is making a robot, these companies should be accountable, should be held accountable for whatever they make. And if it does something wrong, the person who makes it should be accountable, right? And they told us that that humans make mistakes and these algorithms makes mistakes as well, right? This itself is a thing that humanity will not be destroyed. We never proposed a thing that AI will be, but rather development of artificial intelligence with the combination of humans, right? And with all these reasons that I mentioned, we urge you to propose.
Thank you, Abashi. Now I invite the third speaker of the opposition team, Hansaji Bandara.
Okay, I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Mr. Speaker, we believe in this our side of the house that AI is not to be further developed, and what we have right now is way better than that. We don't need to replace people by AI technology and etc. So first of all, I will be moving into some clashes and then going to my rebuttals. So, Mr. Speaker, we have to understand that the side of proposition have very less chances of job employment. For example, they believe that people can be replaced easily and we can develop. But we have to understand, panel, that there are people who are plant lovers, who are animal lovers, who don't want to do these type of jobs, such as which include the technology sides. For example, a person who owns a lot of plants and deals with plants, owns a plant shop, don't want to be replaced by some robot, and then she have to be forced to do some technology things such as programming and etc. So we have to understand, panel, that some people have different preferences. We believe that not everyone can afford the needed education for such jobs as well. Not everybody in the country can afford this needed education even after they finish their whole education. For example, a doctor can't be replaced by some random robot and then be forced to do programming just to earn a living when they have done so much education and they have covered so much theory and syllabuses, and then just to be replaced by a robot and then be forced to do another job such as programming or like something that involves technology, because just to survive did their job for so long, but just to survive that they have to switch career paths so fast just for development. That we believe in our side of the side opposition that everybody have different preferences and everybody wants to do what they like, and the side proposition completely involves the fact that people deserve to do what they like as their job also. And then moving on to my second rebuttals, we see how many risks are on their side of this house. They might use AI technology in a very negative way because humans are the people who program these things, and humans make very mistakes as well. And then we see how even these days we see how much privacy is stolen by young teenagers or other people due to these deep fake technologies and everything. And we see how we see in the future, if this AI technology develops too much to a rate we can't control it, that AI terrorism might increase a lot, and there might be wars and everything, because not everybody is good, and they might develop these AI technologies in a wrong way because negative people exist as well. And then moving on to my third clash, we see that we have a lot of risks on their side of the house, and my first speaker and second speaker explained this very well as well. And then moving on to rebuttals, the side opposite proposition third speaker said how tech experts might handle this and you can develop and all of these things, but we have to realize that tech experts also make mistakes and the government will be blamed as well for their mistakes. So is this fair, panel? No, it's not. So we have to understand that this AI technologies and everything is not as healthy as it is right now. In our side of the side opposition, we respect other people's privacy, we respect other people's preferences. We think about the majority of poor people, like people who can't afford this new technology and the needed education for such jobs, and we also think about other people by speaking about AI terrorism and how they might overpower the humanity, and how we will lose humanity if we keep on developing these things in such manner. We should develop it, but in a better manner, not like this.
Time is up.
And also panel we talked about emotions and etc. So because of all these things, we We
Time
hope you
is up.
side with side opposition, which is more fair for the whole humanity. Thank you.
Thank you, Hansaji. It's time to hear the return speeches. I invite the team leader of the opposition team, Yumna Nafis, to deliver her speech.
Okay, then I'll be starting in 3, 2, 1. Today we are here as side opposition to oppose the development of artificial intelligence, right? Artificial intelligence, by definition itself, is the ability of a computer program or a machine to be able to think and learn. And we told you in our speeches how this is going to be so harmful for humankind. So proposition, they came up here and they told us about all these benefits, about these health benefits, and that there's not going to be risk anymore. And we told you how even though these benefits exist, there are harms that should be considered even more than the benefits. Because these harms are so harmful, it could eradicate humanity itself, right? We told you how like people are going to lose their jobs, people who are undereducated and poor, and imagine like even these, they spoke about health benefits, right? Imagine these robot nurses coming around and actual nurses and doctors being replaced. Those sort of people are going to lose their jobs. Where are they going to go finding jobs? Doctors and nurses, after studying for at least 8 or 9 years, for studying for so long, do you expect them to change their careers so soon just because of robots? And imagine a person who is like a tea leaf picker in Sri Lanka. Like those sort of people are undereducated and they lack a lot of knowledge and all that. But imagine them being replaced by robots. Where are they going to go looking for jobs? Their job opportunities are going to be narrowed more, right? Because this labor is going to be done by robots now. So that should be considered as well. So they told us how this is like, because the state has to provide education, but understand panel that that's not going to solve the problem, right? There's still going to be poor and undereducated people who won't be able to catch up. And as AI develops, even humans might not be able to catch up with the pace of its development, because it's developing so fast right now as well that we don't understand what's going on. To this day, things like mass surveillance is happening in states. Things like deep fakes and all are still out there, and it's harming people so much, right? We don't know what's true and what's not. And then the risk of AI terrorism and weapon automation, it could be worse than a nuclear war even. Who knows? Because once these are mass produced, dictators, terrorists, all these people can have it, and these autonomous weapons can do so many tasks that is going to be so harmful. It's going to be so easy, and no one is going to be held accountable, right? Our second speaker told you how, because of no one knows who's making these algorithms, no one's going to be held accountable, how they lack emotion, how there's going to be built-in biases in algorithms, right? That's going to cause a lot of socio-economic inequality as well. And how people make mistakes in making algorithms, so
1 minute more.
right all the time. And then you also have they spoke to us about how you can use Google Assistant and Siri. So understand panel that people don't need stuff like that to keep going to do simple things, simple tasks. They can just enjoy life without doing all that as well. And we told you about the welfare system being automated in Australia, and that was so harmful to people. Some of them even suicided as well, because they thought they were in debt to the government, but they were actually not. So this is so harmful for humankind. So we have to realize that all these harms are happening now itself, and as AI develops, these harms are going to get worse. So even though there are benefits, these harms are there even more, and you should understand and that even if there are rules, it's not going to stop. Even though there are rules now, crimes still happen, right? So we need to understand.
Time is up.
The development of AI will not at all be beneficial for humankind. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I invite the team leader of the proposition team, Menuri Mapa, to deliver her speech.
I'll be starting in 3, 2, 1. panel, we have to realize that we have a side opposition today who have clearly failed to engage with us throughout this debate, right? They kept on bringing out arguments that we have already rebutted throughout our speeches, and they kept on doing so even in their reply speech. So first of all, they told us that by developing artificial intelligence, when machines get smarter, they become more evil and people become lazy, right? But what did we tell you? We told you that we can't equate efficiency with laziness, right? We clearly analyzed it throughout our speeches, that the opposition can't make the assumption based on myths on society, right? It's a complete myth to say that the smarter the machines get, the more evil they become. And also they told us that there's less risks. Because there's less risks in jobs in our side of the house, people are going to become lazy again. They didn't give us a proper analysis as to how that's going to happen, and only the evolved analysis came on the reply speech. But we tell you that it's still too late, right? And also they told us that because of development of artificial intelligence, there's a likelihood of going into war. Just how can that happen, right? They didn't have proper analysis, and they didn't tell us as to how that would actually happen. And also they kept on bringing out the argument of unemployment and losing job opportunities, and how robots can be replaced, right? But we recognized panel, we clearly brought in to you in our stance as well as in our third argument that what we are supporting by the development of artificial intelligence is a combination of humans as well as the artificial intelligence. And intelligence doesn't necessarily mean that we are going to let robots invade the earth, right? We clearly told you as to why that's not going to happen. And also because in our third argument, we proved to you that there are things like beneficence, there are things like bioethics. There's a very less likeliness for things like harms to happen by artificial intelligence, because recognize that the organization will have the blame for it, right? If something bad is going to happen to the society because they created these artificially intelligent products, they are going to be blamed for that by the society, so that it's not going to happen. There's a less likeliness for that to happen. And also the third speaker of side opposition kept on harping about replacing humans, right? And also they told us that we are forcing people to adapt to this situation. We are forcing people to lose their jobs and adapt to the technological employments, right? We tell you that it is not forced, right? Recognize panel, we never told you that we are going to take away a person's job by force, right? They clearly misunderstood what we were bringing to you in our arguments. And also we tell you that we secure people's preferences as well inside proposition. And also they told us that because they have proven to us that there are more harms in our side of the house, because the harms outweigh the benefits, they win this debate. But recognize panel, we clearly broke down their arguments when they mentioned to us about harms. We clearly broke down all their arguments throughout our speeches, and we also proved to you that we win this debate by providing you with unique and solid benefits, right? And also they kept on talking, they kept on bringing arguments even after we rebutted them, because we are the only side which is more realistic, because we are the only side that is capable to adapt to the new society. We urge you to side with side proposition. Never been proud to propose. Thank you.
Thank you, Menuri. I would say that was an enlightening debate. Now I respectfully invite the judges to join the breakout rooms to finalize the results. While thanking our sponsors, we are delighted to announce 99X as our platinum sponsor. 99X is one of Asia's best workplaces and a global leader in agile product engineering and technology innovation. Frela International, who is our gold sponsor, is one of the leading and trusted suppliers of spa and personal care products with exports to Australia, Hong Kong, Japan, United Arab Emirates, and Europe. Snip and Scrap, our co-sponsor, has the gift shop you should go to if you need 100% handmade, customizable gifts for your loved ones. That was an appreciative reminder of our sponsors. Next up, we have a video of our platinum sponsor.
Building a digital product is complex, demanding, uncertain. And that's where we come in. We're a group of creative thinkers, digital product specialists, dreamers, and team players. With over 15 years in the industry, 350 innovators, 50 awards, building over 150 digital products for our global customers. We engage in your awesome idea and help bring it to life. 99X Technology is now 99X. We're tech team players.
Women in FOSS, also known as Women in Free and Open Source Software of Rajarata, strive to increase the awareness about free and open source software, also by encouraging women to be empowered in tech. We have a small video ready to you about our story. Since Dr. Piyavi is here with us at the main plenary, so we would love to hear a feedback from you, sir.
Hi, Hashini, do you want me to give a feedback?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Hashini, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yeah, now basically, I have a small request again. Can I speak to them after the results as well, or maybe?
Of course, sir, we will arrange it.
Yeah, sure. So, guys, I was speaking to other judges also. When we consider the decision-making points, we mostly considered one thing, the points, the content. Yes, that was one of the predominant considerations. And the second was body language. And one thing like eye contact. Come on, guys. You all have to have good eye contact, because you better compare yourself. Like maybe you, Hashini, you are sending these links to them, no? So after going through them, just see if your eyes were there, focused to the camera, would have been so wonderful. One thing, all the competitors, I want to see everyone. Come on, can you appear on the screen, everyone, every competitor? One thing, I don't need time, Hashini. Now, since it's very generic, the comments, I will tell now, so I don't need time after the results. One thing I need to tell you, because if I tell you after the results, nothing will go to your mind. You will be either very happy and or sad. So people shouldn't advise either party. So my advice is one thing: when you speak, first of all, be honest to yourself. I saw everyone was looking at a document. That is fine. Looking at a document is fine. I'll show you. Like sometimes, you can refer something. Now, let's say assume that I'm reading out of something written here. So basically, few things. First thing is eye contact. So see, now I am reading at the document, but still, when I'm looking at the camera, I'm honestly looking at you. So you need to have that, you need to give that impression, guys. Please see, I mean, you in the recording also, you can see me. When you see me, you feel like I'm. That I didn't see. That's the thing. You're focusing on the document which is there, or either the screen. So your face is, in this angle, and sometimes very rarely I see your eye contact. Everyone. Some are low and some are high angle. Likewise, having technical difficulties is fine. Don't worry about that at all. You are having a technical limitation. That is different camera directions also fine. Let's say you have only one option. Your camera is in the roof, fixed to your ceiling fan. It is rotating. You can assume anything funny, but still. So please be honest to the camera, the viewpoint. So look at your camera. Next time when you speak to somebody via a video call, look at the camera. That is very important. Eye contact is very important. Then eye contact is quite related to body language too. So make sure you have good body language, guys. So these are the predominant cases rather than your information. And regarding the information, this was a comment from Ruan and Danushka as well. On behalf of them, I'm telling you, we need to see more research based, because this is AI, about artificial intelligence. Guys, related to artificial intelligence, you find plenty of information in IS research. IS means information systems. So you just search maybe Google Scholar, or are these, Hashini, are these students A-level or O-level?
The competition was open to every age group, sir.
All right. So can you raise your hand if you're doing your A-levels? Please raise your hand. If you're doing your O-levels, please raise your hand. Please raise your hand if you're doing your O-levels. Raise your hand if you're doing your A-levels. So it's a combination. Now, sometimes when you do especially debates related to these technical subjects, we need evidences. I mean, let's say artificial intelligence impact job losses. It is good. I mean, could have been much better, like if you provided some references, sources. Telling something is fine, but this particular journal said, we didn't hear much about such. And this particular research this year, maybe WTO, some research organization, you could have brought, yes, I think, you must thank Hashini. Hashini is defending you, telling that they have provided proof. Yes, Hashini, I understand. Providing proof is something. A document is something. I'm telling you, okay, thank Hashini, because she is defending you. But my point is that I aware, because she sent me those documents much before, but still small. You don't have to tell the entire document. You can tell, okay, this proofs related to the WTO document or some X document. So you could have told like that. I mean, that was, I didn't see that much. So you need to maintain telling the sources and all that. So in a nutshell, what I have to tell you is technical difficulty is fine. We didn't measure, having a technical problem in the beginning, some video issue, audio issue. We didn't. I don't think even other the judges consider. But eye contact. Honestly, like you need to feel the other person when you speak. That has to be there. Eye contact is something very important. And when you have eye contact, having a document is fine. Looking at a document, but still looking at the camera when you're looking at it, properly. So that is very important. and providing sources, since it's a very technical subject. So consider these things, guys, even in your future. Losing that, not doing these don'ts and do's, that is fine. But the most important thing is learning these things for your future work. So good luck with everyone. Don't worry whether you lose or win. As I always tell, school period, when you study, this period you must experience everything. Otherwise, you won't be able to, win in your society. So good luck, everyone. And thanks, organizers. I'm concluding my remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the most insightful remarks. So I think the other two judges are also in the main plenary. So I invite the other two judges to add if there is anything else that they would like to add. Mr. Danushka Chandana.
Yes, Ashini, I think most of the things are covered by Dr. PRV. The main thing is it is not about winning. It is about how much we learn from each sessions or each speech. So when it comes to that point, try to think from other person's perspective, because the topics we are taking into the debates are debatable. Both sides are true most of the cases, but what we need to think is how we can defend ourselves and how we give the bad points or wrong points to the other team to judge, or coming with some other points. So mainly I want you to think on that perspective, like think on other people's perspective. What will they say if I bought this point, like so on. And again, the main point, the eye contact and how you face to the camera and other things. So it is very important. Sometimes it is more than your points, because the way you share your thoughts or the way you talk is much important, because that is how others recognize you. You are the person is talking and like so on. So it is much important. Think on those things and try to find resources. Mainly, it is very much needed, because these things are highly available on the internet, and you can find many resources out there. It is not like now it is very easy. It is not like earlier days when we were doing it was very hard to find evidence and stats and those things. So it is very easy for you guys these days to find those things and come up with better points and better barriers. So think on those things, and good luck, every one of you. You all have done a great job.
Thank you, sir. So I would like to invite Mr. Ruwan.
Well, I think Danushka and Dr. PAV covered everything. So first of all, again, we already said that. So don't forget, you guys are very amazing, and it was very eventful debate, and it was a close call between both teams. We had a choice between both teams, but like it was really great. And again, one of the improvement points is to do the research and do the fact gathering, and that is the most important part, like when it comes to the point breaking part. So we were on, like I was personally looking at when you guys doing the point breaking part, I was looking at the fact gathering and do the references and the social events that happen over the year. So that was one of the awareness that you guys had to do. And apart from that, everything is wonderful. Like we told to the previous teams, when we were at your age, we were nothing compared to you. So you guys are very amazing, and we are looking forward to working with you in the future and learning from you as well. And yeah, thank you so much, everyone, and see you later.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Judge Panel. Now it's time to get to know the winners. So let me first announce the best speaker of the debate. Congratulations, Amani Malik. Next up, let's see who the winner of the debate is. Congratulations, Hillwood College Candy, Team B. Well done, Team B of Hillwood College. I take this opportunity to wish you all the best for both teams. Thank you for your participation. And we most respectfully thank our judges for joining with us today and for making this event a success. At last, but not at least, we thank the observers. So see you with the final round of debate IT. Thank you.